Okay, currently my classic Ender 3 printer is printing right now, and this shown on the computer screen here is what it is printing currently. I did a smaller version of this some time ago, and this is what it looks like. The idea is it's called the Fear Ghost, and it's designed to be printed to sit on a shelf. But I thought, well, you know, I'm going to do something a little different because that's just what I do. So I decided to print it to be able to sit on a box. So not only is it sitting on a box, but it actually lifts off. Okay, so there's a lid on the box, and so the front of the cloak drapes over the front of the box, and then the ghost itself is sitting on a lid, so it literally sits like that. So the version I'm doing now, and this was done in PLA again some time ago, so the version that I'm doing now is a little bit bigger, and this is being done in ABS. And this is how the printer's set up. This is how I wanted to be able to print ABS without having an enclosure. I don't have the room for an enclosure for all four of my Ender 3 printers. So I wanted to develop a way to be able to print ABS, and I don't know if you can see that here on the sticker. Let's spin this around. That's the sticker showing that it is indeed printing ABS. My filament holder is, as you can see here, is mounted on the side to allow for direct path right into the extruder, through the extruder. And by the way, this is the plastic extruder, the original classic run-of-the-mill plastic extruder, not the metal one, because there seems to be so many problems with the metal one that this one will never have, even if that lever breaks. Because you can replace the lever, keep the body, and continue printing. You don't have to do any E-step modifications or calibrations or yada yada yada, or wait around for something to go wrong with the metal one. You can literally keep the plastic one, change the lever, and go back to printing, as you always would. It has the white Bowden tube right here, not the blue one. We'll never go to the blue one because the inside diameter of the blue one's too small, so that is a risk of added friction. Again, this being ABS, you need ventilation, but I wanted to be able to print on all my Ender 3 printers without the use of an enclosure. There is no enclosure. This is an open environment, as you see right now. It is being ventilated as well, because when ABS heats, it's styrene, so it creates a little bit of fumes right here. So I wanted to be able to pull away those fumes out the back window, and this is a fan right here. And you can see there's a fan pulling air from this location. Out the back window, it's venting fumes out. Okay, so I don't need a heated enclosure. I don't need a heated environment. I also don't need a heated bed. You can see there that the bed right here, the set point, is 0. The room temperature is about 31 Celsius, okay? The nozzles is about 245. But you can see I wanted to be able to print like this as I always do, and as I always print PLA. So I never have heated the bed for PLA, and I wanted to be able to print ABS anytime I feel like it without having to rely on a massive enclosure that takes up space I don't have. And so I can set up all four of my Ender 3s in this fashion, with each one having a ventilator, you know, right here, just a fan really, and a kind of a tube right here, so the air is directed right here out the back. Okay, so this is how it's printing ABS right now and it has already printed to prove that it did work. This one and this one. So I've already printed 2 of these in ABS previously, okay, and so I also printed in ABS this box. The front shroud is glued to the front of the box and is hanging down. The lid of the box is right here. But again, I wanted to see if I could print ABS like I do all my other prints, and to be able to freely print ABS without issue. And so far, so good. I've printed a few items already. The Thing hand, okay, called the Thing. This is designed to sit. Let's go ahead. I think this is the one that was set up for this one. It's designed to be glued right there in place. Okay, so it will be glued to the lid so that it could be lifted off like this one right here. So the lid will be glued to the bottom. This is the size difference. It's a little baby one. This is a much bigger one. And it is, again, ABS. So being able to print in ABS is what I wanted to do. So again, I developed this way. This is working right now, as you can see. No cracking or anything like that. It's flat to the table. There's no curling or anything. So basically, when this print is done, I simply just remove this portion right here. I added this little bit around here. That's not a brim. I prefer not to use a brim because I don't want to rely on a brim. I don't trust them. So this piece right here was added by me in my design program, and this is how it's printing right now. And it's printed like this before, and it will print like this again. So there you go. Just wanted to share that with you, that this is how my classic Ender 3 is set up. It has the original springs, has the original Hotend, has the original extruder, has the original firmware. The fan shroud is original. Everything's original except what's inside the Hotend. And instead of changing to what some people say you have to do, instead of changing to an aftermarket edition where you have to disassemble the Hotend, is a metal, all metal heat break. Well, basically, I just have this. So the only thing that I added without disassembly is this blue tube right here and this little ring right here. That ring right there is 3D printed. Okay, so the purpose of the ring is so that when I thread in the coupler into the top of the Hotend right here, top of the heat sink, it is compressing the ring right here and the tube against the nozzle. That is maintained constantly, so there's no chance of a gap occurring between the blue tube and the nozzle, even during retraction. So I could literally pull that tube out anytime I want, do whatever I need to do, put it back in there, and it'll still maintain the compression of this little ring and the tube. That's the name of the game. That's what I wanted. So basically, that's sitting right in there, and maybe, I don't know, in a few prints down the road or whatever, all I have to do is remove that coupler, pull out the little 3D printed ring, and cut a new piece of blue tube to the appropriate size, drop it in there, put in this ring, rethread in the coupler, and it's back to the way it is right now. So it's an easy, whatever, not even a fix. It's an easy replacement of the blue tube whenever I feel like it. So I can print ABS and PLA and PETG in this same setup right here. Okay, so that's what I wanted to do. This is what I developed right now, working as you see it right now. And there's approximately, it indicates about 2.5 hours left on this print, because you can see what it still has to do is the upper portion from the shoulder portion up. But yeah, this is ABS, and I liked how ABS is so smooth. I like the idea that it prints so well. I wanted to be able to print just the casual, model without having to say, well, you need to print that in ABS. Well, I want to print in ABS as often as I feel like it. So this is how I do it, and this is how it is being done right now. All right, I think that's it. Happy pruning. Oh, one other thing while I'm standing here. To help enclose this area so that the air right here can be pulled out more efficiently, I have a drop cloth. So this little drop cloth can be dropped down right here, draped down in front, so that it maintains this area so that the fumes created right in here can indeed be pulled outward and not risk a draft right here getting the fumes to go elsewhere. So it's like a little vacuum enclosure for a vacuum. It's not due to heat. There's no reason to have this front piece for heat. You don't need the heat to hold the adhesion. As you can see, it's holding right now. I mean, it's literally flat to the print surface. All right, happy printing.